That's something that a friend told me I should come to visit and to see, and there it is. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Friendly Talking. So today we are in Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, and we're actually in the business district down here. And that's why I wanted to start talking about the idea of some stuff that I realized when doing business, like 3 different things that I realized when doing that. So yeah, let's get into the business district, and I'm gonna show the first one. I'm gonna explain the first one. It's quite nice because the whole city, it looks, I mean, some areas look a little bit like Soviet, kind of. I mean, it's an ex-Soviet country, but still, like this district, like this business area is super new. So the first thing that I realized when trying to do business or like be employed by a company, let's put it that way, like trying to be employed by a company, I realized that companies normally that are established in countries like with a lower tax paying, or like taxed how countries tax companies. For example, in Dubai it's 10% for corporate tax. In Estonia is around 15%, which is kind of close to where I am right now. But in Sweden or like Denmark, it's super high. It's like around 50%. That's what the employer, the company, needs to pay. So in that case, normally when companies are established in like lower or like low tax paying countries such as Dubai or like Switzerland or like Estonia, normally the people working in that company or like the people that manage are a little bit more harsh when it comes to benefits to the employers and stuff like that. So at least from the experience that I have, always based on experience, I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to being hired by someone, if the company is, maybe you're like trying to be employed by like in Sweden or like in Norway and Denmark, but the company is not based in one of these countries. Maybe it's based in Estonia, for example, or like it's based in like in another country, like let's say in Dubai, for example. So in these situations, I would say from the experience that I have, the managers or like the people that are like in some kind of like power of decision within the company might be a little bit more harsh when it comes to negotiating salaries or like how good they pay you, basically, because they want to be, I mean, they want to get as much benefit from you as possible. I mean, with the mindset of the employer, you obviously want to hire someone at the minimum expenses, obviously, and if you pay that person the minimum money, it's going to be for your own business when it comes to the mindset of the employer. But when it comes to the mindset of the, not the employee, but the employee, you always gotta be looking for a company, like the correct company for developing your career as an employee. So basically, that's the first one. That companies that normally are in lower paying countries, then in those situations, be aware that the company might not be the best paying company or like the correct company with the mindset of the employee. So if you have the mindset of the employee, don't look for these kind of companies, because from the experience that I have being an employee 9 to 5, that's much better to be employed by a company that actually pays you what you actually deserve. Yeah, I'm actually on the way, but I should get back. No, not to get back, but that way to keep looking for, yeah, just this business area and go for the second and the third. Interesting, the Swedish flag up down there. All right, so the second one that I want to talk about is related to high-paying companies. Basically, what I realized, and this is something that when you start in your career, it's not that easy to realize, but it's basically that companies that pay more are those companies that are big. And that's pretty simple. Like companies that are super big and have a revenue, like super big revenues of like 20, 50, 100 billion USD or or euros or Swiss francs, whatever currency, but let's say euros or US dollars. Those companies are gonna be like, the chances that they are gonna pay you better are much higher than if you are employed. The employee mindset all the time. Now we're talking about employee mindset. In those situations, it's gonna be much easier that the company pays you more when the company is big and generates a lot of revenue and also some profit, obviously. But talking about revenue, it's important that the companies do have cash flow and can pay the employees, obviously. And the chances that that's happening for a long period of time, let's say 2 to 3, 5 years, not just 6 months, right? Then it's going to be much easier to be kind of safe and be in a safe position in the company when the company is big. So it's not like a startup or like a, it's a big firm, or maybe you're working as a consultant, but for that company, for that big firm or big brand. But eventually it's going to be like the one who's going to be paying is going to be the big company, the client. So yeah, this is something that it's super important. Go always for, I know it's more difficult to get into like big companies or like big corporate, but it's going to be much safer than just working for a small company. Right, so now we're going to go to a little shop and we're going to say bye to the Swedish flag down there. I think it's because there's like a company or some companies there that are Swedish, but not really know the exact reason of why do we have a Swedish flag there. But yeah, I'm going to the shop now. I think I could show the prices and stuff, but it's kind of similar to Spain. Like the food prices are quite similar, but when it comes to transport and gas and everything, like taking a cab or bus, is much cheaper here than in Spain, for example. And the third thing that I realized when working for other people, when doing business, not business, but like when you work for other people, like you work for a company, for a corporate, you should have options. Like whenever because like you should go with the mindset that you are helping them out. When you work for a company, for someone, you're actually helping them out. You're basically allowing them, like you're giving them your value and your hours to be working for them, and like you're generating a value for them. Obviously, and they are gonna obviously compensate you with a specific amount of money, but the thing is that you should go with that mindset, the mindset of abundance when it comes to looking for a job. And because whenever you go like that, it's gonna be much easier for you as an employee, not as an employer. That's super important. When it comes to employer, that's something completely different. But when it comes to being an employee, having options, having different companies that they want your workforce, and having different ones, is going to be much easier when it comes to negotiating the salaries with them. And then you're going to be, basically you're going to have different options, and therefore it's going to be much easier to get you the best salary possible out of all the ranges of possibilities that you have. Obviously, that's always when it comes to the employee mindset, because then if you want to like evolve, they're gonna, within the company, probably you're gonna, if you want that to become a manager and then have people that you are delegating tasks to them, or maybe in the future you want to, or I want also, like that's this, because that's the thing. This channel is like my channel. I talk about what I feel like, but it's also for me and for the people that are kind of on the same path as I do, and they have a similar mindset as what I have. The mindset I have and the mindset I feel more represented, the more that it's really what I really think. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. There's 3 different things that I realized when it comes to working for other people and for working for a big corporate or like big companies or like consultants companies, or like experiences that I had with interview processes. These 3 things are key when it comes to working for other people, and you should, you should have it into mind, because I do have that, and it's important to have it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. So remember to subscribe here to Friendly Talking, because some of you have not already done that. I mean, just do it if you feel like you enjoy the content. That's super important. If you enjoy the content, subscribe. If not, do not subscribe. Don't waste your time watching these videos if you don't feel like they are going to be helpful for you. And up here for my last upload on the channel, which it was on Saturday. So yeah, thank you so much, and remember to stay friendly.